All right, welcome to Straight Red Card. I'm not doing any impressions this time, but there is this odd thing. The last commercial for our show that I watched was Noom, which is a commercial where they use the Pixie song, Where Is My Mind? Where is my mind? Where is my mind? They use the Pixies song for their weight reduction. Shit, Brett. So I know I'm okay with weight reduction. I like to do some weight reduction myself. So
I keep talking about it as a great idea, but then I'm on my third drink. I'm drinking a beer now, so I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon.
I don't even know what drink I'm on. I just know I'm on like multiple bowls. So there's that. That's why
this is my third drink for the show, not for the night, for the show.
Your third drink.
Yes.
You're gonna be fine compared to me. I am fucked.
One of us always has to be okay. God forbid there's ever a day where both of us are just so fucked that it'll be the most ridiculous and annoying thing ever.
No shit. I mean, no one's gonna be in control. Like everybody's like drifting into the distance.
Just be me in the corner going, in all honesty.
And I'll just be sitting in the corner going, fuck. Albie's swearing, cunt, or bitch. God, well, anyhow, I don't want to use up all of our YouTube swear words.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's within the first 30 seconds, too. God damn.
So we're kind of limited with that. So we just kind of blew it there.
Clean show. Blew our load.
I think... Don't say that. All right. Blew our load. I once was an English teacher in my 20s at high school. I taught high school English, and one of the things was everybody had to bring a poem in written by a band. And some guy brought in a Pavement song, and he's like, and one of the lyrics is, nothing gets me off more completely. And when I put it down 10 feet down in the ground, and then people were like, okay, what are the metaphors there? Nothing gets me off more completely. I mean, seriously, that's a metaphor for obviously giggity. So, there's only so much work you can do there. And I'm like, okay, let's skip that one. We'll move on to the next.
He's talking about.
Nope, nothing gets me off more completely. And I believe the song, if you want to reference it, you want to watch it, you want to learn, that is Pavement, Stop Breathing. It's a great song. Listen to it. It's a fucking amazing song.
So basically he's all about, choking himself while jerking off, huh?
Well, the whole song, Stop Breathing, is really about a kid who's going off to war, who is in the military, and he's thinking about all the things about his family and all that shit, and it's really kind of suffocating him because they're like telling him, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to be this, you got to be that, and the character in the song is like, stop breathing for me now. Like, so he's basically saying, get off of me. Let me live my own life. Let me be who I'm going to be. I know I'm in this situation where I'm going off to war and it's really difficult, but you're really suffocating me with all your thoughts and your advice about what I should do going off into this war when you really have no fucking clue what going off to war is like, unless you've been off to war before. Anyhow, it's a great song. Yeah. So watch it, listen to it, get the video. Stop breathing.
I have to say, before we jump into the actual conversation here, watching this
conversation.
I'm sure there's a point to this conversation.
We have a show to do here.
So I'm watching the Canada-Mexico game, and they're doing a lot of close-ups on, after fouls and stuff like that. And I'm looking at this turf, And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, this looks like the spray painted concrete shit I used to play on as a youth.
No shit, it does.
This does not look like the high end authentic shit that the NFL stadiums are built out of. This looks like they took out green carpet and just.
Aren't they playing at TFC though?
They're playing Edmonton.
Oh fuck. Okay, because that could still be the old crappy like.
This is CFL garbage turf.
Yeah, it's like a thin layer of like that cheap shit you can buy at some sort of store that's green and pretends to be turf, and then underneath that it's just concrete.
Concrete, yes,
dude. I fucking hated that shit,
dude. Yeah, I mean, your leg gets all like strawberried up just from hitting the ground, not even sliding, just like. Getting tackled, dude, you hit the ground, it's like rips you apart.
That's vicious, dude.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
No, I mean, literally, I played football on these surfaces too, American football, and I was a wide receiver and a quarterback. But like
at when the same time,
is that sort of a sex thing? Wide receiver?
No.
I wasn't a tight end.
Hey, that's a shame for you.
Yeah, there's some weird name positions in this American football thing. I'm a wide receiver. Wasn't there? I thought there was a comedian back in the 80s used to do a bit about wide receiver and tight end. I might be wrong. I can't remember. So anyhow, here we are. We're talking about where we go from here. Where we go from here is that we're going to have Brian Schroeder on this show, and we're going to talk about the whole window and what happened in this window and where we go from here as far as, who made a statement, who didn't made a statement, who's like maybe not coming back. Is Brooks coming back? I mean, is he going to be invited back? Yeah, I mean, he will be if McKenzie keeps not playing for Genk and getting ganked. Yes. So I guess that's going to be the whole thing with Brian Schroeder. And if you don't know him, he is with ASN. I think he did some Sports Illustrated stuff, but I can't remember. And then he set my mom up to do the translation interview with Timmy Chandler way back in
the day.
Way back, like 2011, 2012. My mom was the translator in that interview with Schroeder, with Timmy Chandler. So we'll have him back.
He has a new interview with Malik Sanogo. And so either he's boned up on his German or Malik knows English.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to bone up and my mom was like, his German is so Hanoverian. And I'm like, okay. What does that mean? She's like, that's totally different accent. That's like somebody from Bavaria or in the US, somebody from.
It'd be like somebody trying to interpret somebody from the deep south.
It's like if you were a New York City guy and then you had to fucking understand what some Cajun guy was saying.
Thank you. I was going to bring up Cajun.
Yeah. Who wasn't named Sam.
Not named Sam, because he worked at Cajun Out.
Yeah, he did. He's like speaking sort of pretty what they call middle English in the United States. But all right, so Brett, where do we go with this show? Because it's like, what did we learn that's gonna really, I don't know, we're ending it, right? This is it until next year for World Cup qualifying. What the fuck did we learn out of this? Maybe Greg is gonna stick to him.
Just so everybody knows, when he says that we're ending the show until next year, that doesn't mean that we're not going to have shows out, but we're not going to have U.S. men's national team conversations. So I take that back too. We've got the December camp.
Oh, Camp Cupcake.
Camp Cupcake, yeah.
Yeah. So we got that.
We got something to chat about. But no, as a whole, yeah, we definitely have a bit of a break. We've got a month off of no international World Cup qualifying matches. So what have we learned so far? We learned that even though we feel like we have a pretty deep roster at certain spots, you lose one player and it makes a big difference.
It does. Yeah, no, we have learned that. We've certainly learned as well that the commercials running on our show suck.
Hey, they pay as well as any good show or commercial, so we're fine.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying I don't know who this is, but their commercial is "What's Strong with Me?" What's strong with me? Oh, Fitbit. It's Fitbit. It's been running on our show. Maybe we probably shouldn't be trashing all the people running commercials on our show, but come on.
In fairness, these people don't actually listen to our show, so they have no idea if we bash them or not. Saying that, I feel like Fitbit could be a reasonable sponsor for the future that we could push for.
Can you imagine, though, the bunch of fucking marketing pricks in that room? You're like, oh, don't people usually say what's wrong with you? What if we said what's strong with you? Wouldn't that be the thing? Let's do that. And everybody's like, oh my God, that's a great idea. What's strong with me instead of what's wrong with me? Oh my God, it's so inauthentic. It is so vomit.
I don't want to offend anybody. So we're only going to be talking about our strengths.
What's strong with me? No, listen, you might have some strong stuff too, but you got some wrong stuff. Everybody does in their life.
Well, hell, look at our show. We talk about consistently about needing to lose weight and drinking and smoking too much.
Yeah,
all the vices. So I'm just like it's personable. We accept that there's some things about us that we should change, not necessarily the drinking or the smoking, but maybe the weight loss thing. It could be a thing.
Okay, yeah, definitely the smoking. Like, I should not be smoking, but listen, and I'm not talking about weed. I'm just talking about smoking, because I've quit, started, quit.
Not the wackies.
Yeah, this is normal smoking. And yes, folks, that's an issue I'm battling right now. I'm trying to quit smoking, but I'm failing as we record this.
In fairness, he was a kid through the 80s and a young adult through the 90s. I mean, that was there. That's prevalent.
Yes, smoking. It was. It's like when I heard the midfielder for Brazil, Socrates, when I heard he smoked 2 packs a day, I'm like, well, shit. if he can get away with it, maybe I can too. No, that's not exactly what I was thinking, but I was thinking something along those lines. It's like smoking, I know, is bad, but at the same time, people, the whole important point of life is enjoying what you're doing and enjoying your life. I don't really think putting undue pressure on your life. Let's say you only live to like 78 and somebody lives till 88. Okay, so they got 10 more years on you. But did you enjoy those 78 years? Drinking, smoking, having fun, fucking whores, whatever? Yes, you did.
There was a comedian with a joke that was they're talking basically like God forbid I live old enough to where my biggest concern is making it to the bathroom before I shit my pants. I've either that or I could have a couple hot dogs when I was younger. You go with the one or the other. Right. I can either live to the point to where I'm like, shit in my pants, or I could eat a couple hot dogs and enjoy life.
Exactly. The main point of life is like enjoying it while you're here. It's a finite amount of minutes and seconds. So if you're here, the point is to enjoy it. That doesn't mean you should go off on a raping fucking whatever, thing like, oh, okay, I'm 45. I don't want to live any longer. So I'm just going to go off and commit a bunch of crime. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you want to enjoy the time you are here. So if you have a shitty job, look for a better one. If you aren't really happy about your life, try to make a difference and change your life if you can. I'm not a fucking goddamn counselor though, Brett. I'm just saying life is tough. It's tough. It's a bitch, so if a change makes a difference, do the difference.
I tend to agree with Bluto in the sense that when life's got you down, I advise drinking heavily. I am pre-med.
The problem with that is obviously if you've got a problem and then you drink really heavily, you're probably not going to solve that problem.
Derek, it's only a problem if you're not good at it.
Well, that's true, but Brett, people aren't as good at it as we are.
That's true.
Like, I mean, we're prolific. I mean, we have gotten through life being total fuck ups. So, that's how that goes. And I want to say fuck ups. I mean, like,
we're good at being fuck ups.
I mean, we're good. We're good at what we do. We're in our jobs. So we're able to get another level up, and perform when performance is needed. What else do we need to talk about with this team going forward? I mean,
I don't think we've talked about this team at all.
We haven't talked about shit. This is just ridiculous. So, okay, the goalkeepers from going forward is Turner. I'm not Turner. It's Stefan. So there's
I think the one thing that's been opened up this window, and we all the way back from Nations League on, because the big concern is we went from a window where we had a guaranteed goalkeepers. Like it was always going to be Howard, it was always going to be Mini-Me, and then insert their goalkeeper here. We entered this window, knowing Stefan was there, but then after Stefan, not really knowing. I mean, Horvath was a possibility, but again, lack of playing time really made you question things. But now we're at a point now where, like, you're pretty comfortable with at least two, with Turner and Stefan, either one. And then if Horvath has to be our third option that comes in or whatever, then that, you're still comfortable there. So I think once again, goalkeeper is the least of my concern. No,
it's not an issue.
Yeah.
Just not. I mean, the only issue going forward really is there are a few of them. One, I'd like to integrate Scally into this team, and I thought he should have got.
It was a great window to do that.
I mean, give him a few minutes tonight. Just if it's 5, just give it to him. Because he was on the bench at least this time. Outside of Zimmerman and Miles and Brooks and Richards, I think we're pretty solid in the center back position. I think we're good there. But I am a little worried about how Greg's going to play the politics of that revolving door. And it's not revolving in the sense because we kind of know Miles and Zimmerman are the starters. But the question is, why aren't Miles or Zimmerman playing in Europe right now, but McKenzie is, and he's not good.
Well, I mean, Zimmerman's at this point, Zimmerman's an MLS lifer. What is he, like 28?
He's too old. Yeah,
he's not making the trip over. He is who he is. And don't be wrong, I think he's perfectly fine to play for us. He's had great games for us since joining the national team. As far as Robinson's concerned, Robinson needs to be in Europe. There's no reason for it. Now, people bring up the good point because there's talk like Miles' agent came out and said, like, I haven't had any contact from Europe, and there's no European interest.
They're idiots.
Well, then people are bringing up the good point. Not a good point. They're bringing up a point. And then you can think it's good if you want or however you take this. But, like, it's the year before a World Cup. And you're basically going from a place where you're playing consistently to a place where you're going to be fighting for a spot, maybe making the bench.
Maybe.
Is that something you want to make immediately at that point? I mean, if your manager, or sorry, if your manager is smart, you're in looking for a team that's actually going to utilize you rather than just going to the biggest seller or buyer. I mean, that'd be different.
I get it,
but I mean that's a concern. I mean, he's a consistent start for US. Why rock the boat at this point for this year? Unless it was a contract extension year. Like maybe if Miles has to make a choice of either going to Europe or re-signing with MLS, maybe at that point you're like, no, I'm going to go to Europe, man.
You know what? The part of that article that bothered me the most, is that I haven't really heard many suitors from Europe. I'm like, what the fuck are you watching? What if you're Genk and you went after McKenzie and you didn't go after Miles or go after Miles Robinson, what the fuck were you watching? And I get, he was injured, but this guy is a way better center back than you name it, dude. I mean, Zimmerman should have made his mark earlier, and he should have been gone to Europe. But yeah, I don't get it. I do think that I really do think Miles Robinson's the best U.S. center back right now. I think if you plug him into like some Bundesliga team, Leverkusen, Wolfsburg, Union Berlin, whoever, he's your automatic starting center back. So I don't know what the scouts are doing or what they're missing. But
I'm not missing him. Boggles my mind. He'll get a year eventually, but it's just again, if it's not a contract extension year, I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it necessarily this year. If it is a contract extension year, then I'd be like, I got to make my trip to Europe now because I may never get out of here. Because what if he signs again with Atlanta and then the bids come, but they're not nearly as big as Atlanta wants? You know?
Yeah,
it's the DK proposition all over again.
And Carlos Bocanegra can be pretty. He can be pretty picky about those offers and say no. So I mean, they do have a record of saying yes too. I don't want to, say they're just no guys, but so they have said yes in the past. All right, so I think that's gonna do it for this segment, although we hardly talked about soccer at all.
Okay, let's recap real quick. Brian's gonna be joining us to talk about the window.
Yes,
that's basically about it. That's all. That's probably the most important thing you could grasp from this entire conversation, guys.
Exactly. And that
Mexico and Toronto are playing on concrete right now.
Well, from the prior section, you should have realized that train sucks. And that Lenny Kravitz's version of American Woman was not any better than the crap version of the original, which was horrible. And that Fly Away, that's a piece of shit too. And Pat Finnerty does a whole segment on which song is worse by Lenny Kravitz, American Woman or Fly Away. Yes. I'm gonna have to say Fly Away because Lenny actually took the time to write that piece of shit. You didn't even have to bother to write the other one. Lenny, what happened to you? You died after the divorce to what's her face. What happened to you?
Mrs. Aquaman. That's who. Mrs. Momoa now.
Is that who that is?
Yeah, she's no. Never mind. Scratch that. 100% scratch that.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of the Cosby girl chick.
Yeah, that's what he was married to.
Oh, then yes, she's married to Jason Momoa now.
Is she still pretty good looking? It doesn't matter.
I don't know. Momoa talked about how he's like this. He had this huge crush on her as a teenager when she was on the Cosby Show, and he's gonna marry her one day. And then lo and behold, the whatever it is, 13-year age gap they have between them didn't make a difference, and he got the chance.
Okay, that's fine. I don't.
Happy ending for those two.
Good for them. Good for them. Not so good for Lenny. Because, I mean, he did an album after their original breakup that was pretty good. And then he did that shit with Fly Away and I want to fly away. All right. Fly Away, please. That song sucks. And then he did the cover of American Woman. I don't know what album that is because I stopped giving a shit. So, all right. Make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your favorite uncle, whatever you got to do. Shove it up its ass until he realizes, hey, we're up in there, baby. You got to watch this, Until the next time on the Straight Red Card, good night.